Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav for a session of JForex Indicators Explained, in which we will be looking at a pattern recognition to see how we can exploit the price dynamics to give us a optimum entry or even an exit point. So let us head to the JForex platform, the JForex 4, the newly released trading platform, to look at the concept, the possible uses, and also representative examples of a formation known as Gravestone Doji. This is the Euro USD chart drawn on the hourly candle period defined at hourly. To know where this pattern recognition is, you can opt for two options. Add indicator, pattern recognition. Here you will find it below the up and down gap side by side white lines. Goes to Doji. Here it is. Or you don't have to take all this trouble. Simply type in the name and here you get it. Gravestone Doji. Okay. And the chart has recognized two Gravestone Doji formation. This is for today's session, this is for yesterday's session. The formation is when we have the open price, close price and the low price which are nearly the same. Doji means nearly the same, and Gravestone Doji is formed when we have this long upper shadow when the high is quite different and it is higher compared to the three prices, the closing, the opening and the low price, which are nearly the same. So that indicates the price momentum which was there at the start of the session, which pushed the price higher, eventually couldn't sustain itself, and in the same candle period the sellers came back in and pushed the prices lower, resulting in this closing price which is almost at the same levels of the opening price and also closer to the low price. There was not much of a move on the lower side at the start. The prices went higher, but the price momentum couldn't sustain and the reversal came in, pushing the price lower, which got these three prices which resultantly being nearly the same. Now, the importance of this formation is to look for the short sell trades as it indicates selling pressure, overpowering or almost overcoming the initial buying momentum. You can utilize this candlestick to initiate the trades, or you can even go for profit booking if you are trading in the opposite side. Let us look at some more example, and also you have to pay attention to the recent price dynamics, the volatility average range, and how much is the range for that particular candle. Here again we have this instance where the open, close and the low price is same, and this long shadow on the upper side. Let us look for more examples. Here is one. Now, if we consider these examples, you can notice that not all the times you are going to make money. Here, there was some move on the lower side, but not much. Then the price reversal came in. This time around, also some move on the lower side. Here, not much of a move on the lower side. Then this loss. In this instance, also first the move on the higher side, then somewhat lower, but not enough to profit. In this case, the prices remained around the same level for quite some time. Eventually, the move on the downside came in. And if we consider these two examples, the first would have resulted in loss if you were trading with a sharp stop loss. In second instance also, there was initially move on the higher side, then came in this move on the lower side. So what all these examples suggest is that we also have to find the mechanisms to deal with the instances where we are not going to make money. So you will have to consider the relative length of this Gravestone Doji formation with these recent average price moves, what is the average length of the candle, and then if you compare it, you will get a good idea if the momentum was good enough or not. So you can then make an informed decision whether to take the trade or wait for better opportunity. And this is a formation which is going to give you the bearish signal. For buy side, you can use it as a factor, one of the factor to go for the profit booking. So with that, you will have a mechanism to use it as both for the initiation of the trade as well as for the closing of the trade. But as I said, you will also have to look at the relative price momentum, and this length of the shadow is going to play an important role in defining whether this particular gravestone doji formation is reliable enough to initiate the new trade or not. If you have any query regarding this formation, do write to me in the feedback. Now let us see what we can do in terms of its customization on the chart. We can always use it on multiple time frames, whatever is the time frame of your choice. You will have this pattern recognition there for you to help with your existing system. Now if we use this lower time frame formation here, we had multiple instances. In these cases, the opening and the closing as well as the low price is nearly the same. The shadow is just a little bit long, but not long enough, and that is why my earlier insistence on paying attention to the relative move, the average volatility, and also this particular candlestick volatility is very important. We change it to half an hourly. Here also you will get this candle formation, Gravestone Doji. Okay, now I will revert back to hourly. Let me now change to edit indicator, and what we can do with the output, we can go for different color combination. Suppose if you like brighter colors, you can go for that. You can go for different styling combinations. So now we have three color combinations being used for our candlestick pattern: the red for bearish, green for bullish, and we have this newly minted yellowish candle which is representing the gravestone doji candle. Edit. The transparency can also be increased or decreased. All right. Output, we are done with the output combination. Now let's turn to the advanced editing options. Recalculate on new candle only. If you want to opt for this, you can have this, but this is not really going to make much of a difference, as this candle formation is going to take shape only when its closing value will be nearing the opening price and the low price. So that is almost going to be around the end of the candle period. Highlight the time period zone. Only single candle period is involved, so this is also not going to be helpful much. Still, you can go for that, and you will have the single candle period being highlighted. Calculate from custom data. This customization tool is not really applicable. Show indicator on all the periods. Whenever we have opted out of this option, we have to specify on which particular candle periods we want these gravestone doji formation to be highlighted on the chart. Now that I have opted for 5 minutes and hourly, only on 5 minutes and hourly, we will have this pattern recognition. But if I go for say half an hourly, initially we were having this pattern recognition on the chart, but now there is no visibility of the pattern recognition. But once I again shift back to hourly, we have this gravestone doji formation being highlighted on the chart. So now I am going to opt for show indicator on all the periods, so that whenever we change the candle period, we will have this pattern recognition available for us to work with. So that's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind that for further coverage of the market developments, do check out the Dukascopy Analytics page. We have plenty of informative coverages, reports there to help you with your trading. And for trying out this newly released trading platform, the link has been included in the bio. So give it a try and let me know how it works out for you. For this pattern recognition, try to make your own observation, look through the historical data, how it has performed in historical terms, and also pay attention to the range of the Gravestone Doji formation in relative terms to the average range, and you will have a good idea of whether this particular instance is going to be reliable or not. So that's all from my side for today's session. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you next time around on Monday. Till then, goodbye.